So we're back again in full effect. It's the next day, and I'm going to put the base coat of the epoxy on, and I'm a little bit nervous, but let's see how it goes. So I just want to show you what I've done so far. Yesterday I put the epoxy oil primer. There's an oil primer on to kind of seal the sides, because you can see the oil stains are kind of gone. I cleaned thoroughly the floor. The floor is now dry, there's no dust on the floor at all whatsoever. So this is the Epoxy Armorcoat AR1707. So my plan of attack is, this should be enough, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up, because it goes off after about 30 minutes. I'm going to do one lot at a time. So one part A to one part B, mix it and apply it. And then the same thing with the second one, depending on how far I get. I might be able to do this, I might not, I'm not sure, but the two should do it. I've got the spike boots, or the spiked overprotectors, so I can walk on the epoxy while I'm doing it. That's my trusty paint stirrer. I'm going to mix everything into a big bucket and then pour it into a tray, and I'm not going to use a notch squeegee. I might leave that for the top coat. But I'm going to try the tray method with my roller, and I'll see how I go with that, because I'm feeling more confident doing it that way. This is my work area. I've got like a little thing, but obviously the closer I get to here I'll have to move it out. So what I've actually done here, I've masked these walls. I'm not worried about, because I'm actually going to paint this wall here. I'm going to paint this, I'm not worried, so I didn't mask it. So you can see the epoxy has come up to there, and it's actually done quite a good job. But here, I can repaint this, it's not a major issue, I'm probably going to have to. But when you're painting over epoxy, it might be a bit of a problem, I don't know. So anyway, this is the work surface I've taped up outside. So if I need to move everything to there suddenly, I can do. And that's it. I'm going to give it a try now. Wish me luck! I'll put the first coat down. Now, I have problems. I think some parts of the concrete are very absorbent, because it doesn't seem to have really covered it. It's a bit rough, whereas some parts are very good. So I've decided to do another coat. I've left it about 8 hours. I can walk it without too much problems. And it could even be how I laid it on with the roller. So we're going to give it another try for the second coat and see how we go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we've had a result. I did a second coating of the epoxy about 8 hours after I laid the first layer. I think where I went wrong was I used a roller, and what happens with the roller, if you press too hard or don't use enough, then you get it doesn't absorb properly onto the concrete. Also, it could be that in parts where the concrete is very absorbent and it kind of sucked it in. So the second time I used the squeegee, notch squeegee, and back rolled. And again, when I rolled it was just very light pressure. In fact, I didn't use any pressure. I just let the brush roll backwards and forwards in my hand. I'm going to show you the results. I'm quite happy with it. It's plainly not 100%, I would say. For me, it's 100% for my use. Okay. This little hole here is nicely filled. As I said, I'm not worried about this, because I'm going to paint it, which is why it's a bit messy there, but I'm going to try and tidy them up today. Also, that oil primer didn't come through, because there's enough pigment in the paint for it to do it. And generally, I don't think you can see too much with this, but it's not too bad. It's brightened the place up. Has a nice squeaky sound to it. and I'm pretty much there. So what I'm going to do today is, we had a bit of a problem with the rain, so I've had to wait. I'm going to use the top coat, which is again a polyurethane top coat, tinted. There's none of these sprinkles in there, or chips or whatever you call them in there. And I'm going to put that on today, and then that'll be that. Then of course I've got to tidy these side bits up, and then see about getting these some cabinets up there and stuff, and get it into the working garage. But the hardest bit, I think, is down. Just got to try it up and let's take it from there.